Go.
Context Clues by Miss Lynch. What is a context clue? Well, it's a word or a sentence that isn't readily understood by the student. We use words or sentences surrounding the unknown word to discover the meaning. An example of the context clue. This is a passage out of the book, The Earth Dragon Awakes. Mr. Travis flags down a surrey. He asks the driver of the little carriage to take the couple to the hospital. Well, Surrey to the children in second grade isn't readily known. So reading Mr. Travis flags down a Surrey doesn't clear things up at all. So they know they need to move on to either the sentence before or the sentence after. So there is no sentence before because this was a new paragraph. So they know they have to go to the next sentence. He asks the driver of the little carriage to take the couple to the hospital. Well, as soon as they saw a little carriage, they knew immediately that was the synonym for Surrey. So when doing this is just part of being a great reader. How did we discover the meaning? There was a synonym clue. We found a word with the same meaning in the following sentence. In our example, the word carriage has the same meaning, or it's a synonym, as the word Surrey. So that concludes my context clue presentation. Just an added note, this is an author of a twice Newbery Honor book. It's a great little piece of literature, and the kids love it, and it takes place in 1906. So it's totally out of the realm of the children's understanding of current times. It was fun. Thank you.
One of the easiest to implement yet most impactful comprehension strategies is talking about reading. There are many options and ways to talk before, during, and after reading. Here are some examples to get you started. Before reading, use the pictures as a guide. Do you think this story is realistic? What do you predict this story will be about? Does this book seem interesting based on the title and pictures? Explain why. What is the title of your book? Why might the author have chosen this title? During reading, who are the main characters in the story? Choose two characters from the story. How are they alike and different? What was the problem in the story? How could you have solved the problem? What caused the problem or conflict in the story? What is the setting of the story? Where and when does it take place? Read a page. What details help you visualize the setting of the story? After reading, how is the problem solved? What connections can you make to your own life? Would you recommend this story to a friend? Why or why not? If you had been the main character, would you have acted the same or differently? What was the best part of the story? What lesson can you learn from this story? Talking about reading is not only a proven way to strengthen a child's comprehension, it is also a great way to spend meaningful time together. Please feel free to email me if you would like the PDF file that contains these talking points and more. Happy reading!
Hello everyone, today I want to share with you a website that is really useful if you want to use Read Aloud as a reading strategy with your kid to improve the reading skills, the listening skills, as well as the attention span and the vocabulary. It's called Storyline Online. In this website, famous artists read books to the children according to their grade level. After the kids listen to the story, they can do different activities related to the topic of the story, and in this way, you can link reading to math, science, social studies, and other subjects. I hope you find this website useful for your child to improve their reading skills. Have a great day!
Hello, everyone. My name is Miss A. I'm a third grade teacher at Plato Academy, Tampa. And the third grade teachers and I, Mrs. Lee, we have created a presentation on an amazing reading strategy called Unreal. So, firstly, you're probably asking yourself, what does Unreal stand for? Unreal stands for a few different things. Each letter stands for something really important that you would want students to use while reading a passage and answering comprehension questions. So, in short, Unreal, the U stands for underline the title, N is number the paragraphs, R is read the questions and find keywords. The second R stands for read the story. E is going to stand for eliminate one or two wrong answers. A will stand for answer the questions. And finally, L stands for look for text evidence. We're going to go through each of these one by one to further explain. The first thing, whenever you are reading a passage and answering questions, is you want to underline the title. Underlining the title is really important because it can help you start thinking of ideas about what the story is going to be about. You can take a second or two to make predictions about the story. You can get information as to what characters might be in the story. And this is a really helpful tool in order to get an idea of what may happen. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to number the paragraphs. Now, sometimes paragraphs are already numbered, but by doing this, it gives you an idea of where things are in the story. For example, in questions, if it says a quote that is from paragraph 2, you'll know exactly where to go back in your story to look. Usually that will help you find the answers and give you an opportunity to cite your evidence from that specific paragraph. The third thing that you're going to want to do is read the questions first. I know typically we go right to reading the passage and then reading the questions, but this is in a specific order. And it's important to read the questions first so that you can find keywords. Oftentimes in questions, keywords will help you know what to look for as you read, and they will signal that your answer will be close by. I do this in my class by underlining keywords. And then when I go back to read the story, when you see those specific things that you underlined, those keywords, you'll underline them again. And that will give you an idea of where to look in the story to find your answer. Which leads me to my next R, which is read the story, right? We want to make sure we're reading slowly. And as we're reading, being mindful of those keywords that we underlined in our questions. Those are going to give us hints and clues as to where to find the answers. After reading the story, you'll go back to your questions and look at them again. And this time, when you look at them, you'll also be looking at the answers. The E in Unreal stands for eliminate wrong answers. So typically, students should eliminate 1 to 2 answers that you know are wrong. These are answers that are far out. They are ones that can not possibly be correct and ones that you can get rid of in your mind. Usually, what we say to do for testing is to put an X all the way at the end of the answer, far away from where you would normally bubble in or circle an answer choice. And this really prepares them for the FSA, the Florida Standards Assessment, because by putting an X over the bubble choice or where you would fill in the answer, you could skew the results. So be mindful to put that X at the very end of the answer. After you eliminate, it gives you a better opportunity to answer the questions. And that way you will be able to maybe only have to decide between 2 answer choices rather than 4 or 5. The last step in Unreal, the L, stands for look for text evidence. Now, this is really important because we can underline keywords, find them in the passage, and then immediately go to answer the question. However, if we don't make sure that we are proving our answer by finding text evidence, then you have a lesser chance of getting your question correct. So it is so important to look for text evidence as you are going over after you answer all of the questions, really going back to the story to check to make sure that you chose the best answer. that is all we have today for Unreal. Again, Unreal is an amazing reading strategy that you can use in grades K through 8, really. In third grade, this is something that we use every single day, and I hope that this was beneficial to you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you.